Muslim sorority at UT becomes the first of its kind in the nation.
See how UT students prepare for upcoming career fairs.
You're watching KVR News, your leader for live, local UT coverage.
Tonight on KVR News.
Broadcasting live from the Texas Student Television Studios at the University of Texas. You're watching KVR News at 9, Austin's leader for live, local UT coverage. Your news starts right now.
Good evening and welcome back to KVR News. For Monday to September 25th, I'm Bonnie Chu.
And I'm Malcom Thomas. Thank you for joining us.
UT stabbing suspect Hendrix White will now be evaluated for his mental health after he was denied a second time by a judge in a pretrial hearing Thursday. White was also denied a test for sanity back in June. In a statement, the defense team for White said prosecutors do not have any grounds to evaluate White since they have not raised a sanity defense yet. White was indicted in July for first-degree murder and 3 assault charges following the campus stabbing incident on the University of Texas at Austin campus in May. No trial date has been set.
UT students are graduating at higher rates than ever before. President Finvest says the rate has increased by 5% since last year, with 66% of the 2017 class finishing school in 4 years. According to President Finvest, the increased amount of graduates has also allowed the school to reduce student costs and enroll 1,000 more freshmen per year. Senior Vice Provost David Lott attributes the growth to student success initiatives, such as the Graduation Help Desk, University Leadership Network, and Freshman Success programs. The school is working towards reaching a 70% graduation rate for the class of 2018.
Residents from UT's North Campus are staying in a hotel tonight after a fire broke out earlier this Thursday morning. Authorities say the fire started at 1:30 a.m. and continued to blaze for another 30 minutes until the fire department arrived to the house. Damages were so severe that residents are getting help from the American Red Cross. Authorities are still investigating the fire's cause.
A program meant to help UT students get home safely at night is working on new policies after complaints about what times and quality of service. Earlier today, the program Sure Walk launched a new website including their volunteer handbook and revised boundary maps. Sure Walk is also now restricted to cross Dean Keaton after one of their carts got hit by a car. This rule has presented challenges for the group, forcing students to walk to their final destination if Dean Keaton Street is involved in their route home. Student government commented after the incident, saying how important it is for volunteers and employees to follow policy protocol by ensuring students arrive to their destinations safely.
Muslim sorority chapter Mu Delta Alpha is UT's newest Greek life organization. The UT chapter was launched when its founding member, Maria Hassim, noticed she had difficulty meeting other Muslim women in her field. According to ABC 13, Hassim plans to focus on bringing Muslim women together through sisterhood, networking, and services. Mu Delta Alpha is the nation's first Muslim sorority. Originally founded last year at UT Dallas, UT Austin is the second university to have a chapter.
UT Austin has a new major in the College of Fine Arts. The program is called New School of Design and Creative Technologies. This program is centered for creative professionals in the business, nonprofit, and government fields. The college is expected to become the largest in the school. The new major is led by design industry thought leader Doreen Lorenzo. It will offer 4 new degrees, including Master of Fine Arts in Design, Bachelor of Arts in Design, Bachelor of Arts in Art Design, and a Bachelor of Science in Arts and Entertainment Technologies.
The Job and Internship Fair from Moody College of Communication takes place this Wednesday. Deja Anderson took to the streets to see how students are preparing.
That have my demo reels because I'm really interested in animation work. Yeah, I'm going to career fair and actually try and make a resume and portfolio to show to companies, and I'm mostly interested in like doing film and animation.
Yeah, I think UT has done a really good job of helping their students. The Moody Career Services are really helpful when it comes to like resume critiquing, but also there's a lot of online resources.
One UT student's petition got the freshman 2021 class photo rescheduled. The photo was originally scheduled on Yom Kippur, the Jewish High Holy Day, making many of UT's Jewish students unable to participate in the photo, a university tradition. For UT freshman Elena Schuler got over 1,000 signatures from the student community. Within 24 hours of Schuler's campaign, the university changed the date.
9 AISD facilities tested positive for water lead concentrations. The district has since replaced water fountains at the schools, but are not required to do additional testing of the water. The City of Austin supplies AISD's drinking water, and the district voluntarily tested for lead in their drinking water.
We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Have a news tip or story idea? Call the KVR News tip line, 475-8181.
Republican Senator Susan Collins announced earlier today that she will vote against a new bill to repeal the Affordable Care Act. This leaves Republicans at least one vote short of what it would take to pass a repeal. Collins announced her opposition in a statement posted minutes after the Congressional Budget Office released a preliminary assessment of the new bill. That bill will cut Medicaid and replace the Affordable Care Act with less funding for grants and weaken protection for people with pre-existing conditions.
Capitol Metro has commented after a blind quadriplegic woman was thrown after her seat on a Metro bus back on April 25th. Now, exactly 5 months later, there has still been no development in her story. Rachel Watkins was riding the bus when a turn sent her flying to the floor with a 400-pound wheelchair landing on top of her. Surveillance video shows the bus continuing the route for another 30 seconds before coming to a stop. Capitol Metro says they were aware of the incident but could provide no further details due to the ongoing investigation.
Elderly Texans now have more protection against money scams thanks to a bill signed by Governor Greg Abbott. The new law allows banks to block a suspicious transaction without penalty. Even if it turns out to be legitimate, the proponents of the bill say financial institutions should be able to stop fraud and report it to authorities. But opponents say denying access to money without consequences is unreasonable. According to a study by Javelin Strategy and Research, 15.4 million Americans were victims of the fraud in 2016. Supporters say this law will help lessen that number.
Hurricane Harvey victims are benefiting from the Strengthen Neighbors benefit event. UT's very own alumni Matthew McConaughey hosted the fundraiser, which also featured multiple celebrity guests and performing artists. The donation will be given to victims throughout the remainder of the year so those who were impacted have enough time to recover. If you would like to donate to Strengthen Neighbors, you can text 512-269-0797.
At a campaign rally in Alabama Friday night, President Trump made a statement on athletes in the National Football League, choosing to take a knee during the nation's anthem. Trump called on NFL team owners to immediately fire athletes who kneel during the song. Silent protests have been carried out by athletes in the past, with the most recent one last year by former San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick. The protests continue Sunday with some kneeling and others standing or sitting with their arms locked. President Trump commented on players' response saying, quote, "Great solidarity for our national anthem. Standing with locked arms is good. Kneeling is not acceptable," end quote.
A man faces multiple charges after shooting one person dead and injuring 6 others at a church in Nashville yesterday. According to police and the Nashville Fire Department, 25-year-old Emmanuel Kiddaga Sampson arrived in the church parking lot where he shot and killed one woman. He then went inside the back of the church and shot at 6 others. Police say Sampson had attended the church for the past 2 years. Though he has only been charged with 1 count of murder, authorities say he will face more.
8 countries restrictions on U.S. entry under a proclamation signed by President Donald Trump yesterday. The new rules will impact Chad, Iran, Libya, North Korea, Somalia, Syria, Venezuela, and Yemen, and will take effect starting October 18th. According to the Department of Homeland Security, the restrictions are targeted at countries that refuse to share information with the U.S. or have not taken the necessary security precautions. Officials say that unlike his first travel ban, these new restrictions included more preparation and collaboration.
Almost 1 week later, police are still searching for the suspect in a kidnapping that happened Tuesday evening at a home in Central East Austin. The mother of the child says the man allegedly put her child in his car and drove away with her after asking for help to search for his dog. The woman says her daughter was able to get out of the car and run home, but is warning parents to watch out for their kids. The man is described as a 5'5" white or Hispanic man with a muscular build and short black hair with a bald spot. He was last seen wearing a black and white shirt with blue jeans. His car was described as the one on your screen, a 4-door white Mercury Grand Marquis. His license plate is unknown.
Education Secretary Bessie DeVos is changing the way on-campus sexual assault allegations are handled. She unveiled new guidelines in order to prevent students from being falsely convicted. The policies will allow schools to increase the amount of evidence needed to convict students of sexual assault. Advocates argue that the new guidelines will give more protection to the accused rather than the victims. Some fear that this will prevent victims from coming forward. The University of Texas has not made it clear if they are going to change any of its current policies.
The Harvey Evacuee Center shelter on Metropolis Drive is now closed. City officials made the decision on Friday. The shelter once housed almost 400 people. By Thursday, that number had dropped to 27. Those remaining have been transferred to their hometowns, hotels, or other forms of housing outside the city limits.
Well, I hope those affected by the shelter can find a place at night since the Texas weather is so unpredictable.
That's very true, especially in Texas. We really don't know what's coming.
All right, well, let's see what Baylee has for us in the Weather Center. Baylee?
Thanks, Bonnie and Malcolm. Even though last Friday marked the first day of fall, temperatures remained in the mid-80s this past weekend with high humidity every day. We're hoping for some changes this coming week, though, with low chances of scattered thunderstorms. I'll have more when we come back. Stay tuned.
Have a news tip or story idea? Call the KVR News tip line, 475-8181.
The high for today hit 89 degrees, but we began to feel a cool breeze as the sun disappeared and humidity started to drop. The low for tonight is 73, so pack a jacket if you plan on walking to the PCL to study. You should expect this kind of weather throughout the rest of the week. We'll be seeing less and less of the sun as things begin to cool down. Chances of rain increase tomorrow with a high of 88 and a low of 73. There's a 50% chance of heavy showers. Wind speeds stay around 5 to 10 miles per hour tomorrow with a nice breeze to give you a little relief in the steamy Austin weather. It will be cloudy as you wake up on Wednesday with a 40% chance of storms. Wednesday's high will hit 87 and the low will begin to dip down to a cool 72. Thursday also has 40% chance of showers. But as the weekend begins to approach, a mild cold front will hit the Austin area, giving us a break from the Texas heat and humidity. Thursday's temperatures remain in the high to mid-80s. The highs for this coming weekend will stay in the mid-80s as the lows fall to the lower 60s. Be sure to enjoy the cooler weather as you spend time outside of the classroom and join your friends to cheer on UT as they play at Iowa State. All right, Longhorns, looks like we may have to brace ourselves for increasing chances of rain, but fortunately, we will see the thermostat finally begin to drop as the week progresses. Enjoy that breeze you feel on your walk home from class as we end the last week of September and move into the cooler October temperatures that will welcome fall. Live in the Weather Center, I'm Baylee Wang.
Thanks, Baylee. We'll be right back after the break with College Press Box's Daniel Shih.
You're watching KVR News at 9. Your campus, your news.
Hello and welcome back to KVR News. I'm Daniel Shih.
Thank you for being here with us, Daniel. What's the latest in sports this evening?
Well, Texas volleyball won their first game, won their first Big 12 conference today. Texas volleyball won their Big 12 conference opener by defeating West Virginia Mountaineers in 5 sets. The victory improves Texas' record to 9-2 with a 1-0 record in conference play. The Longhorns narrowly won the first set by the score of 27-25 after West Virginia bounced back from a bad start. Then after a 12-6 start in set 2 for West Virginia, Texas bounced back to tie the score at 16. However, the Mountaineers eventually took the second set 25-23. The third set was another thrilling contest between both teams, tying the score 6 times. West Virginia will eventually take the set 25-21 with the 3-1 run at the end. However, the Horns will dominate the fourth set, leading as much as 8 points before closing the set with score 25-16. To win the final set and the game, the Horns erased a 4-9 deficit and winning the 5 of the last 7 points to beat West Virginia with a score 15-12.
Oh, what do you think was the turning point of the game?
Well, the fourth set was essential for the Longhorns to come back against West Virginia. By dominating the fourth set, Texas had a huge statement in West Virginia that they won't be put down easily. It also turned the tide as West Virginia hit a brick wall in trying to finish the game in 4 sets. By the start of the fifth set, Texas had gained enough momentum to finish the game with a victory, especially after erasing a 5-point deficit to the first to 15-point set. In soccer, the number 7 Texas soccer team took on Iowa State at home last Friday and came out victorious with the 50th minute goal by freshman midfielder Haley Berg. Receiving a ball off a set piece from Emma Jett, Berg beats 2 defenders before sending the ball into the top corner of the net. The win extends Texas' unbeaten run to 9 wins, which is also the best start by a UT soccer team. The run allows Texas to become the only unbeaten and untied team in NCAA Division I women's soccer competition, while tying the best record in program's history. Iowa State's loss puts them in the losing column for the first time in the Big 12 play, but it's also their 7th loss in the season. Just 2 days after the game against Iowa State, the Horns faced the number 5 Western Virginia last Sunday. Texas managed to pull in a 1-0 upset against the Mountaineers, which marked the first Big 12 loss for West Virginia since 2014. Texas's defensive effort was well exhibited as they held their opponents to 3 consecutive shutouts, their 2nd time this season to accomplish this feat. West Virginia went into this game determined to give Texas their first loss of the season. They dominated the first half, outshooting the Horns 7-3. The second half, however, it was a completely different story. Texas acquired 4 corner kicks and outshot the Mountaineers 11-6. Ultimately, Cesar Hitson scored the winning goal at the 80th minute to complete the upset against number 5 ranked team.
What do you think stood out of the West Virginia game from the Texas soccer team?
Well, Texas's defense was impressive on Sunday. Although Western Virginia took 13 shots during the game, only 5 of them were shots on goals, which were all saved by sophomore goalkeeper Nicole Curry. Curry's leadership in the defense in the last few games was nothing short of impressive. Needless to say, shutting down number 5 West Virginia is no easy task, but this defense has shut out opponents 7 times out of 10 games this season. Additionally, scoring the winning goal on the 88th minute while playing in the front of the home crowd, the Horns show significant composure and resilience. They truly deserve to be on an historic unbeaten run. For the football team, Texas football will start their Big 12 conference play against Iowa State in Iowa on Thursday, 28th of September. Texas came out from a heartbreaking loss against USC in double overtime, but Tom Herman and the Horns are determined to start their conference play the right way. Excluding the season openers, Herman's teams is undefeated when they have more than 12 days of rest before this game. Texas is looking forward to even the record to 2-2 this week and start conference play on a high note as they will face Kansas State, number 3 ranked Oklahoma, and number 15 ranked Oklahoma State in the coming weeks.
Well, thank you so much, Daniel. Let's head over to Carli to see what's going on with Hollywood.
Thanks, Bonnie and Malcolm. The internet has been raving this week over news of Kylie Jenner allegedly being pregnant. A Labrador is helping save lives in Mexico, and news of the Star Wars The Last Jedi is finally complete. Don't go anywhere, I'll have the full details when we come back.
You're watching KVR News at 9. Your campus, your news.
Welcome back to KVR News. I'm Carli Rappaport. Kylie Jenner is allegedly pregnant with Travis Scott's baby. The 20-year-old is rumored to have her first baby girl with the rapper in February. The two have been dating since last April after she and her longtime boyfriend, Tyga, split. While Kylie has yet to confirm the rumors, multiple inside sources spill that both Scott and the Kardashian and Jenner family are overjoyed at the unexpected turn of events. The wait for the new Star Wars is over. Director Rian Johnson posted on Instagram that The Last Jedi has completed post-production. Johnson wrote, "And that's a wrap on the hardest working post-production team in the galaxy. Going to miss sitting in the dark rooms with these goobers." Completing post-production means all the filming and special effects are finished. The film is essentially complete. Lucasfilm kept plot details for The Last Jedi very scarce. Here's one clue Johnson did give to Entertainment Weekly. The very first step is figuring out why he, Luke Skywalker, is out on that island. Frida, a four-legged friend, is making waves on the internet for helping rescue efforts in Mexico City after the catastrophic earthquake. The 7-year-old Labrador is one of the stars of the Mexican Navy's K-9 unit. According to the Los Angeles Times, Frida has detected 52 people in various natural disasters and saved 12 lives. The lab identified the body of a police officer during the earthquake. Fashion designer Christian Siriano rolled out a red carpet collection for Barbie. Siriano partnered with the toy company Mattel to design 5 evening gowns. The new clothing is designed to fit the different body types found in the Barbie Fashionista line and are inspired by looks he has dreamt of for celebrities and his own Resort 2018 collection. Barbie has gone through some significant changes over these past few years. The toy company is making an effort to include dolls of various skin and body types, as well as hairstyles and different fashion trends. Back to you, Bonnie.
Thanks, Carly, and thank you for tuning in.
Make sure to follow us for new updates throughout the week. You can follow us on Twitter at KVR News and
And I'm Bonnie Chu. Stay tuned for College Press Box up next on Texas Student Television. Have a great week.